How's everyone doing today? I'll be talking about the new Good Boy film. Good Boy! Shit boy, bad boy, whatever. It's a new film about a dog. It's a horror film. Dog's main character. Dog doesn't die. Thank fuck. I always hate it in movies. I don't know. I always hate it more in movies when a dog dies more than when a human dies. It's like, oh, a human got shot in the head. Okay, whatever. Oh, dog got hit, dog got hurt just a little bit. No, what the fuck? Why? Leave the dog alone, So yeah, that's a plus. That's a good thing that happened in this movie. The dog didn't die. What did I think of the movie? I thought the movie was pretty solid. I actually thought it was pretty good. I was going into this thinking it's gonna be pretty good because it looked pretty good. The idea was pretty good. The concept seemed pretty good. It was pretty unique as well. I haven't really seen or heard of any other dog horror films or heard of any other horror films where the dog is the main character. The last movie I remember where a horror movie where there has a dog in it is Cujo. And Cujo was the villain. Cujo got fucking attacked by Ebola bats in a cave or some shit. They went ravage on people, just started munching up on all of them, and it's crazy because he's the same burner, and St. Bernard's supposed to be little good boys. He's a shitty boy, just shitting all over the place by munching up on people. So yeah, this movie was pretty solid. I thought the horror aspect was actually pretty well done and pretty good. They really did know how to make you kind of feel uneasy or creepy and shit. There's a scene where a dog would be where they were going where the owner and the dog Indy I don't remember the dog owner's name. All I remember is that the dog owner had cancer or leukemia or some shit. I don't know. He's leukemia, man. So they went to the graveyard, and Indy was, and I think the owner was digging up something. I don't know. He's just digging for gold or some shit. He's mining, trying to find diamonds at the level 12 underground, and the Indy is able to see basically shadow people that the owner can't. So Indy's just there standing chilling, just sitting down, just being right. So wonder when's next time I'm gonna lick my balls. And then the camera's kind of focusing on a person behind her. I thought this was a shadow person walking up at Indy, and it was gonna walk up and Indy and grab her and give her a forced chiropractic adjustment by snapping your neck or some shit. But no, the person keeps walking up and Indy notices last second that someone's behind her, but it wasn't really a bad guy. It's just a good person. Even when he had his hand out, be hey, come on, sniff my hand. I thought he's gonna just grab Indy and take her, or grab her and just fucking, I don't know, kill her or some shit. But no, it's a chill dude. But that scene that made me think that was gonna be a fucking danger to Indy, and the way it was shot was so cool. It's Indy was just standing still and the camera's just focusing on the person behind him. It was blurred at first, then it focused, and there was no sound effects or anything. It's just silence and him creeping up on Indy. I thought it's really cool when horror movies do that, the way they shoot jump scares. Sound effects are a lot in horror films. If you can get the sound effect down to a T, if you can make it as realistic as humanly fucking possible, you can make a good ass jump scare. And then just scenes in the horror movie in general where Indy's just looking out into the wall or some shit, and she'd see a shadow person. Or that first scene in when they're in the car and Indy's just looking out into the back window and he sees a fucking shadow person just walking up behind the car or some shit. Scenes like that are just really well done. Because the shadow people as well are featureless and shit as well. They're essentially just them. They're fucking black, just completely pitch black. I think that's pretty cool how it's shot like that. I also thought the dog, it seemed like it had a human brain just lodged inside its own head. This dog seemed more aware than a regular dog normally would be. I'd like to imagine my dog's a little cocaine rocket. He has unlimited stamina. He runs around. He's a bit of a retard. He only lives to run for balls. He only lives to literally just go for balls, even his own. So I like him. I was also thinking, if my dog was the main character in this film, he'd be fucked. He'd be cooked. Because there's a scene where the dog is super aware. He seems super smart. It literally does seem like this dog was just a human being that just got transformed into a dog, because the way he's doing some shit the human thing. There's a scene where the owner went or some shit, I don't know, went to meet a prostitute or something, I don't fucking know, and then the dog was home alone. I was thinking, now this is where shit's gonna go down, because every time something bad has happened, it was uneasy, it was kind of scary, it's making me feel uncomfortable and shit, but it's the human was with the dog, so it's the owner could protect the dog if anyone tries to grab the dog. But Indy was on its own, so it kind of made you think, how's the dog gonna get out of this one? How's the dog gonna like defend itself and shit? Because it's like a little tiny, little fucking Labrador, just about like fucking medium height or some shit. So I was thinking, how's that gonna happen? And then the dog, Indy, was chilling at the top of the staircase, and she could hear like footsteps or a door opening. So she quickly ran into the bedroom and hid. And it turns out it was just the owner. The owner's just like coming back or some shit. And I was thinking that a regular dog would not do that. If that was my dog, he would have instantly ran down to him like the person's a big humanoid fucking walking dog treat or some shit. Indy decided, yeah, let's go hide. I don't think it's a good idea for me to go and try and give this guy a forced circumcision. He'll give me a forced circumcision. So, yeah, I thought it was pretty sick how the dog is like super smart and aware. Also, the dog's acting in this movie was really good. I have to say, like, this might be one of the best acting for like animals in general. I think it's really impressive if you can make an animal have good acting skills in a movie, because they're an animal. It's not really in their instinct to be right, I'm gonna play a character for you now. No, I'm gonna play my own character and do what I want. That's basically a dog's instinct. So it's also pretty sick and impressive when when a movie has a dog that has great acting. I thought the dog's acting was pretty on point. Now the horror scenes, I it was, some shit was like kind of scary, but then it's like, it wasn't too scary. Some parts the horror was like, I don't know, pretty scary, and in other parts it was like FNAF Weenie Hut Jr. Difficulty. It wasn't that scary. There was this pretty sick scene where Indy was forced to stay outside. I can't even remember why, maybe because he shot all over the fucking floor or whatever. I can't remember. But he stayed outside in the back garden. He's staying in the kennel, and I can't remember why, but he like tried to leave his kennel, but then something tried to like pull him back. Like, I don't know, hands just grew up from the ground, like some sewage hands or something. She just like grabbed his chain and tried to yank him back. And he's trying to pull, he's trying to struggle against it, but he couldn't, because he's just a little small dog, and those two big ass hands just pulling him back constantly. So this dog kind of just said, fuck it, I'm gonna go for your balls. And he literally like rocketed towards the kennel and flipped it over and broke free from the chain and ran away. I thought scenes like that were pretty cool. And I also thought the ending scene, the last parts with the dog and Indy were actually pretty sick, because like the guy was dying and all, and he's like saying to the dog, "Oh, you can't save me now, I'm gonna die now. I'm gonna end up fucking falling into a box or some shit buried underground." So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And then when the guy got turned into like the Mudman or some shit, I don't know. It's like he was on the ground and then he like absorbed like dog shit or some shit onto him. He like became shit man or something, and then like he faded back into the darkness, and like he's like the way he was like going back, and then his face and shit is like turning all skull and all. It's like he's turning into the Grim Reaper, is to really show he was dead. Because there was another scene as well where he was sleeping and all, and he had like these tubes going into his arm, and it's like something wrong with his blood or something. So like there's something wrong with him. He had like an illness, and he like sees himself on the bed. He's like, wait a minute, I'm dead? What the hell? I thought I was alive. No, you were dead. So I thought scenes like that was pretty cool, and he like realizes that he was dead and shit. And yeah, the movie is probably actually the shortest film I've ever seen as well. The movie like was less than an hour and 20 minutes. It was less than an hour and a half. You could listen to a whole album, and that would be like longer than this film. This film was short as fuck. But I guess, the length was kind of, justified, because it really, like, showed as much as it needed to in this film. It wasn't really a drag. It didn't overstay its welcome. It was just, like, I feel like this movie was sort of just, like, sweet. It's short and sweet. Had a nice beginning, middle, and end. I thought the film was grand. Overall, I really enjoyed the film. I was also kind of really just going into interested to see how this going to play out with the dog, and it's gonna have to like save its owner from shadow people or whatever. But yeah, no. Overall, I thought the movie is pretty solid. Maybe the horror could have been a little bit better, but I thought the horror was grand. But yeah, hope you did enjoy this video. See you later.